that your gears have been turning. You might have something to say. You probably do.
They are, but I feel it maybe it might take us off topic. So I will not be offended. Just give me the thumbs up, the thumbs down. But when
I'm good on time. I'm good on time. So
the plan piece, it takes me back to, and again, like I mentioned before, we especially, this very small setting here, we love to bring stuff back to EOD and taking it back to running operations and doing things. And especially as a young team leader, and I think it's a common practice. In fact, I know it is, because I've not only done it myself, but watched it in literally hundreds of other teams, just from the experiences I got to have, like at Cobra and training and preparing other teams, right? You give your scenario, whether it be through a 9-line or this is what we're going to do, and immediately the talk turns into, we are going to X, we are going to this, we are going to XYZ, then this is going to happen, then that's going to happen. And then either I myself or I watch others pull up and they go, holy shit, it is nothing like we expected, but I need to now make the determination whether I am going to respond or react. React would be, I'm going to take the scenario now as it sits and fit it to my pre-established plan. I've not seen that be very successful. You can respond to what I now have in front of me. And where this became, and why I was sitting there thinking was, this became a thing that I actively started doing in the truck when we would get our call from the talk and they're like, hey, we're lining it up at the gate, QRF, we're heading out. Always, well, what are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with that? Don't know, we're not there yet. Don't worry about it. Here's what I do know. We do know we have to establish security. We do know that we have to take into account the situation. We do know we have to go talk to the person that actually saw this. Let's focus on that. Focus on the things that we control, because the other things that may be different are not things that we control. The things that we do control is our equipment is tied down, our truck is ready to go, our you have water, you have food, you have, focus on the things that you control, so when you get to the situation where there are numerous things out of your control, you can respond rather than react to those and point things towards the direction that they need to go. So we would actively not plan on our way to the call, if that makes sense. We would actively not come up with a plan. And we would all catch each other. One of the three of us would be going down, so I'd be like, hey, shut up. We have no idea how that's going to be, man. So let's focus on this other crap, or let's go back to naming songs. Like, let's do that. So that was why the wheels were turning. But again, that could be way off from. I mean, that's not really a comfort thing. So.
No, it can be a comfort thing though, because plans are comfortable, right? Plans are what we know. Plans are what we expect. And then when things don't happen as expected, what do? You get uncomfortable while you try to solve it. So I don't think you're wandering very far off the path at all, personally.
Yeah, I wrote down here, I started writing notes, 9-line respond versus react. And then I wrote something that I thought, it just popped in my head. You put it together for me. Structure is comfort, ? Balance. Too much structure, rigidity in let's even get more abstract, a mental process in general. If an individual is stuck in a mental process, a routine that becomes more about following the routine than it does about the intended goal of doing that. I would think that that would be closer to an imbalance of that. Have I seen that on different ends of the spectrum? Yeah. Have I seen, to tie it back to what you were saying, EOD? Have I seen team members and team leaders that I have unfortunately had to put the stamp of not certified on? Yeah, I've had to make that decision because of those inabilities to do that when the rubber meets the road. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I relate it, to what you were talking about with EOD is, I just thought that might resonate a little bit.